Are bleeding through the blinds. Another midnight, another rewind. I'm counting all the faces on the shelf. Some I held too close, some I lost myself. The ashtray's cold, the whiskey's running low. Every sip reminds me where years all go. We trade our youth for pocketfuls of gold, but the winter in my bones is getting old. And the needle drops on worn-out grooves, singing truths I used to refuse. Every scar's a verse I finally choose. Oh, life's like fading Polaroids in rain. The colors run, but the shadows still remain. We smile through the static and the hiss, hoping that the silence wouldn't hit. But the frame keeps bending, and the light keeps bending, and I'm still learning how to love the grain. Remember when we thought we'd never been drunk on futures that would never end? Now I trace the lines upon my hands, each one a river leading to where I stand. The trumpet cries a note I can't define, like the half-forgotten chapters of my mind. I'm not the man I dreamed I'd be at dawn, but I'm more the man who knows the night goes on. And the piano whispers soft and low, things I didn't want to know, that letting go is how the roots still grow. Oh, life's like fading Polaroids in rain. The colors run, but the shadows still remain. We smile through the static and the hiss, hoping that the silence wouldn't hit. But the frame keeps bending, the light keeps bending, and I'm still learning how to love the grain. Maybe grace is in the cracks we find, in the songs we sung 1,000 times. Went out the picture with a fading light, flickering through the window of the night. And the drum brushes sweep like passing days, soft and steady in a minor phrase. for gold. Shadows stretching longer than the stories I once told. I used to race the sunset like I had a debt to pay. Now I watch it slip away anyway. The window frames a portrait of the sky, bruised with colors that I used to question why. Every shade of leaving has a beauty of its own, a lesson I was never taught, but somehow now I know. There's a dignity in dimming and a grace in growing pale, like a lighthouse that's forgotten how to sail. It doesn't signal rescue anymore, it just stands there, steady on the shore. Oh, I'm learning the art of losing light, not as defeat, but as a different kind of sight, where the edges blur and the contrast fade to something that the darkness has already made. And the glow that lingers isn't what I chased, it's the warmth that settles in the empty space between who I was and who I'm becoming tonight. Remember how I hoarded every ray, terrified of ever facing gray. I built my castles out of golden hour beams. Now I find them beautiful in ruins, it seems. The piano plays a chord that's slightly flat, like a memory I can't quite bring back. But the imperfection hums a richer tone than the perfect note I used to call my own. There's a wisdom in the waning of peace and letting go, like a river that has finally learned to slow. It doesn't rush to meet the waiting sea, it just curves and carries what it needs to be. Oh, I'm learning the art of losing light, not as defeat, but as a different kind of sight, where the edges blur and the contrast fade into something that the darkness has already made. And the glow that lingers isn't what I chase, it's the warmth that settles in the empty space between who I was and who I'm becoming tonight. Have some intimate with breath between phrases. They tell you to hold on to every flame, but nobody teaches you the beauty of the wane, the flicker, the pause, the moment when the fire knows its cause is not to burn forever bright, but to teach your eyes to see in the fading light. And the record keeps on spinning slow and sure, every scratch a story I can't cure. But the music doesn't ask to be repaired, it just plays undaunted and unpaired. Oh, I'm learning the art of becomes a rhythm, not a crime. And the dust becomes a friend I've taken time to finally understand, to finally hold. Like a story I was brave enough to fold into something that the dawn could never write.
Barely above a whisper. The art of losing light isn't losing at all. It's just learning to see in the dark.
Clockmaker told me time was straight, a line from birth to some inevitable fate. So I measured all my days in ticks and tocks, and counted every second on the rocks. But somewhere in the middle of the night, the hands began to spiral, lose their height, and I realized the numbers on the face were just a cage I'd built around an open space. They say time heals, but time just rearranges, turns your certainties into strangers. I've been staring at the pendulum swing, wondering if it's the movement or the everything that keeps us tethered to a lie we bought from a man who only knew what he was taught. Said time was linear, said we could trust the second hand to carry us along. But time is just the memory of a song that we keep singing in a different key, believing that the past is what will be, when really time Clockmaker never understood the sense. I remember yesterday as if it's now, and tomorrow's just a promise I allow to hover like a ghost upon my chest. The future I've already possessed. The moments don't arrive and then depart, they echo in the chambers of the heart. And every tick I thought I left behind is still vibrating somewhere in my mind. The watch upon my wrist is just a charm, a talisman to keep me from the harm of knowing that the present is a fiction, a constant act of beautiful addiction to the story that we're moving forward still, when we're just standing on a turning wheel. Oh, the clockmaker lied to all of us, said time was linear, said we could trust the second hand to carry us along. But time is just the memory of a song that we philosophical. I've been traveling through the corridors of hours, collecting all the seconds like wilted flowers. And I realize the past is not behind, it's just another room inside my mind. The future isn't waiting down the hall, it's the reflection I've been painting on the wall. And the present is the brushstroke and the eye, the simultaneous question and reply. So I'm dismantling the clock upon the shelf to find the truth I've kept from myself. But the gears keep spinning even when they're free, because the motion isn't time, it's me. And the clockmaker was never really there, he was just the echo of my own despair, disguised as something solid I could blame when I was the one who built the frame. Oh, the clockmaker lied to all of us, but maybe the lie was just a crutch to help us walk until we learn to see that time is not a line, it's a sea. And we're not sailing from shore to shore, with the water with a wave, with a metaphor for something that the clock could never hold. The story of becoming, growing old, and staying young in every single fold. Spoken, barely above a whisper. They asked me what time it was. I looked at my watch and realized the watch was looking back at me. I was born upon a river without name. They said the current knows exactly where to aim. So I let go of the oar, I let it drift, believing fate would give me every gift. But the river took me past the towns I loved, and through the rapids I was never dreaming of. I crashed against the rocks, I scraped my skin, and wonder where the current's plan had been. So grabbed the oar with blistered hands and swore I'd fight the water's plans. I paddled left, I paddled right, I fought the flow, but the river seemed to know where I was going even when I turned. And every lesson I refused I learned. Oh, the river and the oar, they dance with me, a conversation between what will be and what I choose to make of what is given. A question that has never been forgiven by those who want a simple answer to the mystery of what we're meant to do. But maybe the oar is part of the river's plan, and the choice is just the way the water ran. I met a woman on the riverbank one night. She said she'd stopped her paddling to fight. She let the current take her where it pleased, chased and found a peace that I had never seized. But when I looked into her weary eyes, I saw a resignation I disguised as wisdom, when it was just giving in to the fear of never knowing where to begin. So I kept my oar, I held it tight, rode against the fading light. Sometimes the river pulled me back, sometimes I found a hidden track that led me to a place I'd never seen. A band that wasn't in the original dream. Oh, the river and the oar, they dance with me, a conversation between what will be and what I choose to make of what is given. A question that has never been forgiven by those who want a simple answer to the mystery of what we're meant to do. But maybe the oar is part of the river's plan, and the choice is just the way the water intimate, philosophical. What if the river was never a script at all, just the motion of the water's fall? And the oar was never meant to fight, but to feel the current, to read the light, and to steer within the flow, not against a collaboration, not a fence. The determinist says every stroke was written. The free will says the choice was always hidden. But I'm beginning to believe they're both the same, a river with a different name. The current is the choice is the current, and the paddle is the present, the only parent of the future that I'm rowing toward. So I'm not fighting fate, I'm not surrendering, I'm just listening to the waters whispering and answering with every stroke I make, a conversation that we both partake. The river shapes the oar shapes the flow, and together they're the only thing I know. The river and the oar, they dance with me, and I'm beginning to finally see that the dance is not a battle or a grace. It's just the movement of a single space where fate and choice are breathing the same air. And the oar is just the river's prayer to be experienced from the inside out, a question that has never been without an answer, that was always in the hand that held the oar and understood that.
Spoken, barely above a whisper. They asked me if I chose the river, or the river chose me. I said, dip your hand in and tell me where the water ends and where you begin.
The dinner table's full of empty chairs, and I'm collecting silence like a prayer. They say a heart needs someone else to be, but mine keeps rhythm with a lonely street of memorize the pattern of the rain, tapping out a code I can't explain. Is this a dialogue or just a solitaire? The mirror shows one person sitting there. The philosopher said, I think, therefore I am. But what if thinking's just a solitary scam? A conversation with a ghost inside my head, a monologue pretending to be said to someone listening on the other side, who was never really there to begin with. Oh, I'm listening for the sound of one hand clapping in the void where I stand. Is it silence? Is it music? Is it both? Or just the echo of a broken note I made to someone I was never meant to be? The sound of one hand is the sound of me, learning that alone is not the same as empty. I used to think that loneliness was lack, a wound where someone else should fill the crack. But now I wonder if the crack itself is light, the only way the darkness learns to ride. The jazz club's crowded, but I feel unseen, a face among the faces on the screen. Is connection just a theory I've been sold, a story that I'm too afraid to fold? The Zen master asked the student late one night, what is the sound of one hand in the light? And the student bowed and walked into the dark, not needing to complete the art, because the answer wasn't in the sound, it was in the hearing round and round. Oh, I'm listening for the sound of one hand clapping in the void where I stand. Is it silence? Is it music? Is it both? Or just the echo of a broken note I made to someone I was never meant to be? The sound of one hand is the sound of me, learning that alone is not the same as empty. Half sung, intimate, almost spoken. What if loneliness is not the absence of the other, but the presence of the self without a cover? No audience to perform for, no one to impress, just the bare and honest weight of consciousness. The record plays a song for no one in the room. The needle traces patterns in the gloom, and I realize the music doesn't need a witness to complete its creed. The note exists before it meets the air, and the listening is just the way we steer. So maybe solitude is not a void to fill, but a space where the silence learns to still. And the stilling is the sound, the only hand that claps sound of the one whose eyes spin. Clock hands drag their weary feet across the wall. I've memorized each shadow as the hours fall. Outside the window, fog is curling through the street, wrapping up the silence like a winding sheet. I used to call my future on a rotary phone, believing every number led me home. Now the cord is tangled, the line is dead, but I still hold the receiver to my head. There's a hum beneath the static, low and clear, like the voice of someone I knew for years. Not a warning, not a promise, just a sound saying you're still here, you're still around. Oh, midnight dial tone, keep me company. I've got questions that the daylight cannot see. All the roads I didn't take, the words I couldn't speak, are just echoes on a frequency too weak. But I'm learning that the silence isn't wrong. It's the bridge between the notes I used to long for and the song I'm finally ready to belong to. Remember running barefoot through the summer rain. Every drop felt like a chance to start again. Now I watch the seasons through a rain-streaked glass, counting all the moments that I let go past. The saxophone weeps softly from the stereo, singing something about letting rivers flow. I used to think that holding on was strength. Now I know that loosening is lame. There's a warmth beneath the coat I carry still, like a photo faded on the windowsill. Not a ghost, not a regret, just a trace of the person I was in a different place. Oh, midnight dial tone, keep me company. I've got questions that the daylight cannot see. All the roads I didn't take, the words I couldn't speak, are just echoes on a frequency too weak. But I'm learning that the silence isn't wrong. It's the bridge between the notes I used to long for and the song I'm finally ready to belong to. Half-spoken, intimate, I've been dialing backwards, trying to connect to a version of myself I can't affect. But the line just crackles soft and slow and whispers what I already know. You don't need the answers on the other side, you just need to let the questions rise. On the groove of the record, around and around, till the only thing you're looking for is found inside the hum, inside the grace of the spaces you refuse to face. Oh, midnight dial tone, stay with me tonight. I'm not asking for forgiveness or the light, just standing in a hallway made of years, counting all the doorways, counting all the fears, each one a promise of a different life, a version of myself without the strife. I turned the knob on some, I walked right through, others I just passed, I never knew what waited on the other side of wood, what version of myself I never could become, because I chose the other way. And now I'm haunted by the price I didn't pay. They say the road not taken makes no sound, that every path eventually comes around, but I keep hearing whispers through the crack of doors I never opened, never looked back at long enough to see if they were real, or just a story I was taught to feel. Oh, the unopened door, it calls my name in the middle of the night. It's always the same, a question that I cannot close or keep, a promise that I made myself to keep from ever knowing what I might have been if I had chosen differently back then. But maybe the door was never really there, just a mirror showing me my own despair. I remember all the crossroads of my youth, each one a fork, each one a truth. I chose a left, I chose a right, I chose the pause, and every choice became a set of laws that governed who I'd grow to be. But what about the doors I couldn't see, the one disguised as walls, as solid stone, that only opened when I was alone, with nothing left to lose, nothing to prove, and finally learned to move. The philosopher said freedom is the choice to listen to the quiet inner voice that doesn't care about the other roads, that doesn't carry all those heavy loads of what if, and if only, and someday it just opens what is in its way. Oh, the unopened door, it calls my name, but I'm beginning to see it's not the same as something real that I could ever reach. It's just the ghost of a forgotten speech I gave myself when I was still afraid of all the choices that I hadn't made. And maybe the door was never really there, just a reflection of my own affair, with the idea of a better me that I was never meant to be. What if every door I didn't open was just a door that I had chosen to keep closed, because the one I walked through was the one where I truly talked to the person I was always meant to meet, the one I found when I accepted defeat of the fantasy of other lives. And the door that never opens never dies, it just becomes the echo in the hall, a memory of a possible fall or rise, depending on the way you see. Story you were always meant to be. So I'm standing in the hallway of my years, and I'm letting go of all the what if fears, because every door I didn't open wide was just a version of myself I never had to hide from the truth that I am standing where I stand, with the choices of a life I understand. But I'm learning that the call is just the same as the call of the one I've always been, the one who chose to walk through the terrain of a life that was never meant to be thin, with possibilities that never came. But the door that stays unopened is the key to knowing that the only door is me. walked back to the hallway, and the doors were gone. All that was left was the one who was always standing there. Say a ship is made of wood and nails, and every plank replaced when it fails. But if you change each timber ever seen, is it still the vessel of your dream? I've been replacing pieces of my soul with newer ones to make myself more whole. But somewhere in the hole beneath the floor, there's a splinter of the one I was before. And the harbor lights are flickering on the bay. I've been docked here for 1,000 yesterdays. My anchor's down, my sails are folded tight. Am I waiting for the window for the right to admit that I was never built to leave? Oh, I'm the ship that never sails. I've memorized the shape of every gale, but I've never felt the salt upon my skin. I've only dreamed of places I've never been. Am I defined by what I'm made of, or by the waters I'm afraid of? The answer bends like moonlight on a rail for the ship that never sails. The carpenter keeps coming with his tools, replacing all my outdated rules. He says, don't worry, this is still the same, but he keeps erasing my original name. I've traded in my compass for a chart that guarantees a safe and steady heart. But safe and steady isn't what I sought. I wanted storms that taught me how to not be afraid of breaking at the seams. And the philosophers all gather on the pier, debating whether I'm still really here. They point to every nail and every screw, as if identity was something you could prove. But I just creak and groan beneath the weight of being defined by my own fate. Oh, I'm the ship that never sailed. I've memorized the shape of every gale, but I've never felt the salt upon my skin. I've only dreamed of places I've never been. Am I defined by what I'm made of, or by the waters I'm afraid of? The answer bends like moonlight on the rail for the ship that never sailed. Half-sung, intimate, philosophical. If If I replace the memory of the sea with just the theory of what it could be, am I still longing, or am I just rehearsing the feeling of a life I'm not immersing? The planks are new, but the ache is old. The story of the vessel I was told is not the story of the vessel I've become. I'm not the wood, I'm not the weight, I'm not the sun. I'm the space between the timbers and the tide. I'm the question that the philosophers hide. I'm the longing of a ship that's still at shore, knowing that the sailing is what it's for. And the dust collects on all my uncharted maps, while I let the harbor be my only fact. But the fact is just a fiction I've agreed to keep myself from waking from the deep. Oh, I'm the ship that never sails, but maybe sailing isn't what it entails. Maybe I'm the harbor and the sea, the dock and the destiny. Maybe the journey is the staying still, the acceptance of the will to be both the vessel and the gale. For the ship that never sails. Barely above a whisper. They asked me who I was. I pointed to the water and said, I'm the reflection and the one who's looking. I spent my youth building towers out of stone, believing meaning could be carved in bone. I studied all the scriptures, learned the creeds, collected every answer from the seeds that wise men planted centuries ago, certain they would help my garden grow. But the wind came through the stained glass of my mind, scattered all the truths I tried to find. I watched my towers crumble into dust and realized the stone was never trust. It was just the fear of emptiness inside a fortress where I thought I could hide. So I walked out to the shore where waves break slow, picked up grains of sand to let them flow. I tried to build a cathedral with my hands, knowing it would never stand against the tide that comes to wash away every shape the human hands can lay. Oh, the cathedral in the sand, it calls to me, a fleeting architecture of what could be, not eternal, not immortal, just a prayer that I could shape and hold and leave there, knowing that the sea will take it back and the sand will smooth away every track. But the building was the meaning all along. cathedral in the sand, it calls to me. A fleeting like the texture of what could be. Not eternal, not immortal, just a prayer that I could shape and hold and leave there. Knowing that the sea will take it back and the sand will smooth away every track. But the building was the meaning all along. Not the stone, not the scripture, just the song. That the human hand has laid upon the chaos of the endless tide, a shape that doesn't need to permanently abide to be true in the moment of its birth, the most sacred thing upon the earth. The existentialists, they say we're free to build whatever meaning we can't see, and the nihilists say nothing ever stays. So why bother with the effort and the praise? But I stand between them on the shore, building what I can and nothing more. Because the act of building is the prayer, the faith that what I shape will still be there. In the memory of the hands that tried to make something beautiful before they died. And the sand remembers every single spire, even when the tide has quenched the fire. To meaning through the act of making a world that's always in the taking. Built with sand. I said, because the water that takes it away is the same water that teaches me how to build again. In the bone of the one who chose to shape and form a shelter from the existential storm. And when the tide comes to wash it clean, the sand will hold the shape of what has been. Not as a monument, but as a seed for the next hand that learns to build and lead themselves to meaning through the act of making a world that's always in the taking. Barry asked me why I build with sand.